Okay, Star Wars Vader Dark Visions. I love it a lot. Big fan of it. I love it a lot. It's written by Dennis Hopeless Hallam, and the cover artist is Greg Smallwood. It's a miniseries. I hate that it's a miniseries. I wish it would have been more issues like the other Marvel Vader comics, but it's just 5 issues. It came out March 2019 to June 2019. And I read it all as in one trade paperback. You should read it all in one trade paperback. I hate reading comics as they come out. I will, but I hate doing it. So it's 5 issues in the trade paperback, about 150, 120 pages. In it, Vader is a badass. Recently watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know how that's the Vader people want to see. We don't kind of want to see the quiet Vader. So in Star Wars, Vader, our visions, Vader. In the first issue, he shows up on a planet. Each issue, let me explain this. Each issue, Vader just pops the fuck up. In some issues, Vader not even there. His presence felt on. So in the first issue, Vader shows up and starts because I can't remember if he's looking for something. He's always looking for something. He's on a planet and just start fucking killing this giant fucking monster. And his kid sees it and he's telling the story to people in his village because no one believes people are supposed to be on this planet. Like they live on the ground. The kid is watching Vader just go kill this fucking monster. In this issue, Vader don't really do anything crazy, but kill her. But the second issue, it gets better. Vader isn't really in this issue. His presence is felt. It's a commander that's chasing Rebel, and Vader tells him, "Oh, make sure you get this, that from the thing." And the guy just lies and say, "Oh yeah, we got him. This is that." But he thinks back to the last commander, and Vader force choked the hell out of him and killed him. So once he thinks about that, he like, because Vader says that he's on his way there. And Darth Vader goes there. Well, Darth Vader don't show up in the issue, just that little piece where he tell him, make sure you hold on to the rebel till I get there. The guy starts chasing the rebel because he didn't catch him through the mine, like through a little asteroid belt, tears up the goddamn ship. Just the further he goes, the more he messes up the ship because he can't stop thinking about Vader killing him. And he's sacrificing everybody on this big ship for the Empire to chase this guy down. In the end, he don't get the guy. In the end, I think they just all die because it never really finished it from what I can remember. They all end up dying in the second issue, chasing the commander, chasing this rebel guy. So that issue is pretty good. In the third issue, Dark Vader Vision, that one it gets a little weird. It gets a little crazy. In this one, it's about a woman who's obsessed with Vader. She like loves Vader, like loves him, and she's an assistant to a doctor who works on Vader, like, takes care of him, and I guess helps put his suit together and whatnot, or to him out of the suit. So she constantly thinks about Vader, obsesses over Vader. Her and Vader gonna be together. She imagined Vader attacking the doctor while she hooks up with Vader. It's a crazy issue. So toward the end, which just caught me off guard, I knew kind of what happened. So she goes to where Vader, I guess, sleeps at, and she sees Vader sleeping and with his mask off. Her and Vader lock eyes. Then I think one panel you see the laser, the lightsaber shoots out and he just stabs her. And the issue is he's like, get rid of this trash. So the third issue is slick, one of my favorites, but it's not always my favorite. The next issue after that, because it's 5 issues. The next issue after that, issue what is it? Issue 4 talks about. Well, it's about issue 4 is this guy who saw his father get killed by some what is it, stormtroopers when he was young, and that was in the sewer. and he is obsessed with. It shows him little then that now he becomes a rebel pilot, going up, killing the Empire. So he ends up chasing, ends up going to battle the Empire. Vader ends up, they flying, they battle each other. Vader kills everybody. This guy gets super nervous and runs right back to the rebel base and shows Vader where everyone's at. And Vader, the issue ends where they just shooting up the rebel base, just shoot up the rebel base like this guy is a complete moron. The fifth issue, which is slick, not it's a toss up between issue 3 and issue 5. Which one is my favorite one? Issue 5 is about a guy who runs a bar where the Empire and the Force, Empire and the Rebels all party together. They tell you to check your gun in, you can come in and drink. So there's some guys that just stole some important plans from the Empire. Vader is there to chase them down. In fact, this might be my favorite issue. Vader's there to chase them down. So Vader, at the bar, the guy talking from his perspective, like, oh, I water people drinks down and I put people weapons away, nothing bad ever happens. Vader come through the front door, just slice people in half. Like, guy adds the Vader's weapon, Vader slice him in half from the jump. And just start going crazy, and the Vader just start slicing people in half. One of the guys, they stole the communication plans, and the bar owner puts the communication plans up into a locker. And the main bar owner, he's back there. He hears all this going on. The main rebel guy, he heard, one of the guys snitched to Vader. Vader hears this. Not Vader. The rebel guy hears this, and the guy pops up and like, "You'll never get the plan." Vader slicing him. So the bar owner hears all this. So, I get a weapon, I can get a weapon, can't get a weapon, end up stealing the communication. Then runs out the back of the bar. Vader on his ass. The planet fucking crazy though, like towards this monster shit. In the beginning, the monster tried to even stormtrooper Vader was talking to, Vader sliced up. So they run, this is it, a monster attacks Vader, helps the guy falls into a poison bush, starts seeing shit, freaking the fuck out. Ends up going to a house that I guess his uncle owns. Monsters' heads on the wall. I guess a planet that you hunt on. The guy, what is it? It's poison, so he starts seeing things and whatnot, and constantly seeing visions of Vader killing him and all this and that. And eventually, Vader makes his way to him. He asks him to throw him he asks him for the thing, but the guy's freaking the hell out, and he just throws somebody the pack and hits Vader in his planes. He just picks up a plane to leave. A panel shows the guy just laying there, freaked out, because he sees some visions of the people that just got killed. Like, they saying they hungry, they gonna eat him. So he lays there still alive. Vader doesn't kill him. His eyeballs are just had like poison in them. He's still alive, laying there, freaking the hell out. And Vader dips the hell on out. Now, I love Star Wars. I love this miniseries. I wish it was more. I wish I got more background. I'm just not getting into them now. And then it's canon, they said. Pop on, it's canon. Like, this really happened in the Star Wars universe. So, I'm a big fan of it. I'm going to see can I post some of the variant covers on the video. Some of the clips, if they don't take it down. This is my first video. But overall, I have another Star Wars Vader comic I'm reading, but they had several volumes. So I'm going to review volume 1 next. But if this is my first video, you should read it. You should read Star Wars Vader. This is Star Wars Vader Dark Visions. It's a miniseries. I wish they added more. I don't know why it's a miniseries. But it came out 2019. If you got Comixology, it ought to be free. Not free, because you got to pay the money a month for it. But you ought to be able to get it in Comixology Unlimited. I'll put a link to buy it on the page. But I'm a real big fan of it. If you're a fan of Vader, you should read it. It's very interesting. And tell me what you think in the comments.